Mm, mm, mm. Nice. Mm. Oh, 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 well, mm-mm. Oh, yeah. Look, God almighty, man. Almighty. Whew, Lord have mercy, man. Shitty ding ding ding. Mm. Good. Oh, Lord, Lord. Mm. Mm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on just a second. Hush you. Hush him. Okay. Let this here get. Yeah. Okay. And. Mm. Bring that over here. Yeah. So, yeah. Cover back the arms. Yeah. Okay. Mm. What, Kiki? What you do, Kiki? Huh? Kiki, what you do? You're too young for jelly. Oh, yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Let me put that there. So, no. Put that there. Mm-mm. Don't touch that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Clean. Oh, yeah. Clean. Mm-hmm. What can I help you, boo? Clean. I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. You're eating jelly beans and look at that chow. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, that too. Meow. Meow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Meow. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, kitty, kitty. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. shit. Oh man. Like, mm-hmm. Come on, kitty. Come on. Go, get down. Go, get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. No. No. Oh, Lord, my leg. You better get off of that. You better drop. You better drop like that there. Go on, drop. Uh-uh. Yeah. 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 No, 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 no. Ow. Oh, no. Hang. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, shit. No way. No way. Damn. Oh, oh, uh-uh. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Crackle. Shit, honey. See here. Uh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Holy shit.
This transporter steers with a drive-by wire interface, eliminating all mechanical controls. Another is the Envy, which is designed to perform autonomous mobility, leaving the driving to the machine. In collaboration with General Motors, these visionary prototypes are slated for a 2030 release. The Segway PT is an American-made machine that defies conventional design, and a company that pushes forward in creating the transportation of the future today. Coming up, we visit a California company that has cornered the market on a popular Asian favorite, made right here in the United States. Next, on Modern Marvels.
When you or a loved one diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, the illness may have been caused by exposure to a toxic weed killer sprayed or crop dusted in nearby farms or fields. If you were diagnosed with Parkinson's and did farm or field work within a crop dusting area or worked with commercial weed killer, please call 8360. You may be entitled to significant compensation. Call for Red Grow in Wadsworth. 1-800-794-8360. 1-800-794-8360.
If you fall behind on your taxes, you know that the IRS is coming for their money and they'll get it too. They call it forced compliance. You better watch out. Because the penalties and interest alone pile up and make it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Thankfully, there's good news. Listen to these real-life stories from people who also don't really know way out until they call an opera tax. My problem was I had to pay my taxes in 8 years. I was trying to take on the IRS by myself. My children, trying to take care of my kids, a lot of stress.
I owed the IRS over $10,000. They told me the possibilities of garnishing my wages to resolve this debt that I owed them.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000, but I never been able to do about it. I was just overwhelmed with what to do.
Don't go it alone. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now.
Optimus tax professionals can reduce the stress in your life by helping you resolve your tax debt right from the comfort of your own home. Optima is America's most trusted tax resolution firm, having resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients, and they can help you too.
So I'm commercial. Optima Tax. I think I'll get it check. Optima Tax will help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable. They were so professional that I appreciate it.
I started getting letters from the IRS that they were going to put a lien on all the things that I had. And that's when I reached out to Optima Tax.
So Optima Tax from the very beginning and Better Business Bureau A+ rating, which assures you of their professionalism.
So if you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. Optima specializes in the Fresh Start Future, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. Optima has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and they get results.
I owe $15,000. I only had to pay $3,500, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Since I've settled everything with the IRS, with Optima Tax help, I'm going to be able to succeed instead of just worry.
Simply like work there. Would you like to get a letter? A document from the IRS that officially resolves your tax problems and includes savings if you're able to qualify. Call Optima Tax. Number one tax resolution. But don't wait until it's too late. Call Optima now for free consultation.
For your free consultation, call 800-749-4796. 800-749-4796. That's 800-749-4796.
Get your tails out of here. Go hell on now. No. No. Go the heck on now. You know I don't want you over here. You know I don't want you over here. Nope. No. 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 I don't want you over here. No. 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 No, button. No. Button. No, push him. I just want to shut up, my man, okay? No, can't do that. No, you want babies, but I don't want you over here, okay? Is that all right?
You're
Yeah.
minimally
Hi.
invasive procedures that can give you up to 50%
Hi.
better results.
Hi. Hi, Pretty. Hi, Pretty. Hi, Pretty. You boo 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 boo.
So you can quickly
What? You boo boo boo. Yeah.
Yes.
What boo boo?
495-77.
Yeah, boo boo. I'm not boo boo. Yeah, I know you want boo boo. Yeah. Let's go boo boo. I do. I gotta go boo boo in here. He's so sweet. You're such a sweet cuckoo boo boo. Yeah. And I got one on my leg. No, get down. Get down, cuckoo boo boo. Yeah. Yeah. I love them cuckoo boo boos. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yeah. They're sweet little cuckoo boo boos. Yeah, I want your mama to come in here and feed you. Go on, cuckoo boo boo. No, boo 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 boo. Go on, I want your mama to come feed you what I want. That's what I really want. Oh. Damn, hell, huh? Yeah. Oh, my head. Go on, cuckoo boo boos. No.
We have the largest market share of video in the United States. Great tasting hot stickers.
No.
The real Asian experience with the convenience of home preparation.
I don't think I like pot stickers. I mean, I might.
This is the beginning of our process in our mixing and grinding room.
Yeah.
We process roughly 25,000 pounds of chicken a day.
That's chicken? Nah. Ah. God. Yeah.
Pounds of cabbage and enough flour in the process to make 15,000 loaves of bread every day.
No.
We bring in our raw chicken, grind it, mix it with the cabbage, spices and oils.
No, honey. I just don't.
The ingredients are finally
I
put
swear.
together to reach a consistent filling. At the same time, the
What?
ingredients are mixed, then breaded for a ring.
No, cookie. Please get down. I know that's what you're
Scraps of
doing.
dough are collected, then recycled back through the river to create more dumpling circles,
Oh.
wasting as few grains of flour as possible.
Yeah, no, Papa.
Now, it's time to create the dimple
No,
dumplings.
Papa.
The dough is cut into circles.
No, Papa.
Dumplings are loaded with 12.5 grams
No.
of filling.
The automated process that we use ensures uniformity
No.
of the skin and consistency of the filling.
No.
By
Shit,
setting the
Papa.
calibration of each of the machines, we know precisely how thick the skin is, how much filler is in each pot picker, and what the total
No,
weight of each
Papa.
skin is. Our pot picker line produces more than 25 pot
No,
pickers per
Papa, you gotta get up
second,
now.
over a million pot
Get.
pickers every day.
Go hell on now. Yeah, honey.
They are then
Well, move. How
finished
you
with
want?
steel fingers.
Look, you gotta go.
Feel of a dumpling
Yeah.
made by hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, Papa. No, man. You got to go. Go to go now. Oh. Oh.
This is the spiral
No.
freezer, which preserves the products so that they are wholesome and great eating for our consumers.
Oh.
In this freezer, we maintain
Oh.
a temperature of minus
Shit,
14 degrees
Papa.
Fahrenheit. The product resides in here, moving
No.
spirals.
Oh, Lord, my leg. Ah, my leg.
At which time
Man.
it's completely frozen,
Oh,
ready
Lord,
for
have
packing
mercy.
and packaging
God,
operations
help my
to
leg.
ship to our consumer.
Oh, help my leg.
This American phenomenon of buy now, eat later allows highly perishable foods to be distributed all over the world
Yeah.
without compromising freshness or taste for months to come. The frozen food industry can be credited to New York taxidermist Clarence Bergeron, whose 1923 quick freeze method revolutionized food in the U.S.
Really?
This technique works by quickly exposing foods to extreme temperatures. In accelerating the freeze time, fewer ice crystals form, which can damage. As a result, the fresh taste remains until the consumer is ready to eat.
Good.
The frozen pot stickers work their way over an elaborate system of computerized scales to weigh out one bag of pot stickers. They pass through several ways in order to wean down any excess pieces. The pot stickers are combined for a final portion, then dropped into the bag. At this rate, the packaging line seals over 52,000 bags a day. Another million pot stickers gets to, and this bubbled appetizer is ready for you whenever you are ready for dinner. Coming up, discover the only large-scale toy manufacturer in the United States who has redefined the clothing lines. US-based Boeing is the leading large commercial jetliner manufacturer in the world. With 12,000 planes in service, it holds over 75% of the world fleet. Made in the USA will return on Modern Marvels.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you can get more with the WellCare Advantage Plan. We provide more than original Medicare, more plans, more options, more choices for doctors and hospitals. And with the PPO plan, more freedom to choose your preferred doctor. We offer plans with zero or no premiums and co-pays. Enjoy more coverage with extra benefits like dental, vision, hearing, prescription drugs with free home delivery, plus free transportation to your doctor or pharmacy, free gym membership now with online classes, and free over-the-counter items like vitamins, toothpaste, pain relievers, and much more. Plus, WellCare also gives more access to online doctor visits and 24/7 nurse hotline. For more than 30 years, we focused on helping members get more from their Medicare with WellCare. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. Call 1-877-424-3057.
Have you or a loved one taken Zantac or other heartburn medication and developed cancer? You may be entitled to compensation. The FDA just announced that it is requesting manufacturers withdraw from the market all prescription and over-the-counter ranitidine heartburn medications, commonly known under the brand name Zantac. This is the latest step in an ongoing investigation of a contaminant known as MDMA in ranitidine heartburn medications. MDMA is a chemical that the FDA and World Health Organization both classify as cancer-causing. Now, prior to this announcement, CVS and Walgreens pulled Zantac from their shelves. Zantac, MDMA, and cancer. If you're a loved one taking Zantac or another heartburn medication and develop cancer, how do you fight for the compensation you deserve? The team has the experience, support staff, and resources to seek the most compensation for your injuries. Call for more information. It's really Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with end-time lung cancer? Even if you smoked, your lung cancer may be the result of exposure to asbestos, and you may be entitled to significant compensation. In many cases, companies knew the risks of asbestos exposure and that it was significantly more dangerous for smokers, but did not protect their workers. Who do you call for the legal assistance you need? You call the law firm who has the experience, support staff, and resources to fight for asbestos victims diagnosed with mesothelioma and lung cancer. Even smokers, whose risk factor is 50 times that of non-smokers. With decades of combined experience, they're here to determine if and when you're exposed to asbestos and who should compensate you. If you are a loved one who's been diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, call for more information and a free case review. You don't pay anything unless they win. Call now.
Hey Quest fans, this is Lisa Kelly from Ice Road Truckers. Just because that woman doesn't mean you can't do things. I am so thrilled to be on the Quest Network. I hope you guys keep watching Ice Road on Quest.
We now return to Made in the USA on Modern Marvels. In discovering all things made in the USA, we ran the gamut with New Balance, blazed the trail with Segway, and indulged in American treat with an Asian twist at Discovery Foods. But to understand the innovations of today, you have to reach back to the inspirations of yesterday. Toys. K'NEX in Hatfield, Pennsylvania, is the only large-scale toy manufacturing company in the United States in year. Started in 1992, in just 500 U.S. retailers, K'NEX toys are now carried in sets. The concept is simple. Take a rod and connect it, snap it, and repeat. These basic parts allow for an infinite amount of possibilities, and has spawned a new generation of K'NEX toys. The modern-day toy factory consists of an army of stainless steel, high-tech machinery. K'NEX has over 250,000 square feet of manufacturing automation, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Our manufacturing process is known as plastic injection molding. Essentially, we're making fancy jello molds in stainless steel to exactly what our part it is.
When a new development team, a stainless steel cavity must be created. Using state-of-the-art mold fabrication precision, lasers electronically burn out the cavity, mirror the design of the rod, connector, or brick. Outdoor silos hold over 200,000 pounds of petroleum-based plastic before the material is brought in to be melted and molded into a part.
The basic injection molding process is the taking of a solid plastic, in this case 420 degrees, which will come out of the nozzle and shoot into the back of the tool and actually push the molten plastic into the cavities of the tool to form the impression of that cavity, which in this case is a K'NEX rod.
Each press is microprocessor controlled and self-diagnosed. The clamping K'NEX is the only major U.S. manufacturer able to his grip on toy production.
It's a team of everybody around the world in our parts because we've automated and invested in incredible technology to get the precision of the parts every time. For every one of these 5 billion parts that we make every year, the parts are better, the parts are less expensive, and they're closer to our customers. It's what Made in America is all about.
K'NEX is known for its big ideas, such as working grandfather clocks, bikes you can ride, or even a fully functional 8,000-piece Ferris wheel.
I think a good builder, anywhere from 15 to 20 hours to put together, and with this many pieces, whatever. The system is infinite. We don't build anything, but we know we just can't sell one single pocket. So we do prescribe build. It's a roller coaster, a car. We want kids to buy multiple K'NEX toys that can all work together. It's a big bin at home. Once you get more, you dump them in, and you keep growing and growing the bin of K'NEX parts so you can build anything you want.
From the classics to the confusing, no idea is too simple or perplexing for the development team at K'NEX. This group spends countless hours working on creating the next great toy set or model.
The design process starts in a number of different ways. You take an idea, and you do what we call a sketch. And that sketch starts either on the computer or the parts that we have in the physical sketch. We then take that sketch, the design team and the marketing team, and sometimes focus groups as well, and see if that sketch has some legs to it.
Once those legs are built, it all needs to be carefully dissected and mapped out, because the construction of the set is all part of the fun. Graphic designers are given the task to devise steps that pose a challenge for the assembly, but at the same time, maintaining a user-friendly appeal.
We spend about half of our development on instructions so that a kid can have guaranteed success no matter what age.
The vibrant colors have more purpose than aesthetic appeal, but also speak a universal language.
It's designed so it can be used by any kid anyway. The color coding is important because we don't want words. So it's just color-coded building instructions. Let's the instruction books be clear to everyone.
And that global reach has helped turn the toy construction set business into a $20 billion a year industry. Growth has greatly influenced the manufacturing community.
Toys used to be made just about 100% cheaper. Over the last 25 years, we've seen America shed about 45.
Connects is creating more jobs for U.S. workers.
If we had just designed and did everything in China, then we probably have only about 10 or 12 employees here instead of 200. And that ripple effect is about another 3,000 jobs.
According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, for every one manufacturing job, several more are created in sectors such as supply, transportation, and web design.
We're able to have Americans helping Americans, making American toys, fun, and parents having jobs.
However simple or complex they are, these miniature playthings will inspire the next generation of American inventors, builders, and craftsmen.
When you can make things, you can do anything. And manufacturing things that people love in the States says to me that there's quality, there's innovation, and there's opportunity. And it's that kind of destiny that America should always be striving for.
Coming up, from rods and connectors to stars and stripes, our Made in the USA tour continues with a new spin on Old Glory. 60% of the 300 million people of the USA live in a household that owns an American flag. Half of those flags are displayed all year round. Made in the USA will return on Modern Marvels.
Oh, Lord.
Triple H.
Yeah. Give me a second. No.
Used by superstar athletes such as Wayne and Drew Brees. Mission developed hydroelectric cooling technology and integrated into cooling towers, game-changing cooling gears, and now a full line of cooling hats, including a must-have everybody's wearing Mission's all-new cooling bucket hat. Possible what's inside the advanced integrated cooling technology that changes the
Hush. You don't understand the concept of just shut the fuck up. That's you, cat. No. No, you're climbing on me like that. No. No. No, go on again. Go ahead. No. No, no, no. 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 Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Go ahead, go now. No. No.
Real life stories from people
No. No.
until they call it octopus. My father and I paid my taxes in 8 years. I was trying to take on IRS about myself.
No.
My children don't take my bills and I'm stressed.
No.
I owe the IRS over $10,000. They told me the possibilities of garnishing my wages to resolve this debt that I owe them.
I ordered a loan to the IRS, almost $15,000. There's nothing to do about it. I was just overwhelmed with what to do. Don't go it alone.
Our Bills tax professionals can reduce the stress of your life by helping you resolve your tax debt right from the comfort of your own home. Our Bill is America's most trusted tax resolution firm, having resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients, and they can help you too.
Stock market, tax, tax without they calm me down. They make me feel comfortable when I trust them. They were so questionable, but I appreciate it.
I started getting letters from the IRS that put a lien on all the things that I had. And that's what I'm taxing me.
So onto the tax, very good, and better business.
Get off of my leg.
assures you of their professionalism.
So if you hold that test, it's largely Optimus specializes in fresh studies, a powerful IRF program that saves thousands of trucks. Optimus has an A+ rating for better business deals, and they give results.
Oh, 50,000, paid 3,500, and now my debt is clean.
Since I'm so nervous with Optimus help, I'm going to be able to succeed instead of just worry.
Yeah, so like one day, you got clear needs and would you like to get a letter like this? The document from the extent officially resolve your tax problems that keep savings if you're able to qualify. Call Optimum Tax, America's number one tax resolution firm. But don't wait until it's too late. Call Optimum now for your free consultation.
For your free consultation, call 800-749-4796. 800-749-4796. That's 800-749-4796. Optimism.
Then, number 45. You have a frequent needs during the day and night. I bet you do. Have fun and never forget. With that large prostate block and flow, setting your OLED system. Minimally invasive procedure that can give you up to 50% better flow and last relief. Best of all, your outpatient necessary open with no cutting. So you can quickly return all while preserving exceptional function. Yes.
800-495-77.
Most common side effects are temporary, discomfort when you feel to control your chronic pain, and so on. Rare side effects include immediate damage, leading to serious pneumococcal damage.
Lasting relief is here.
Ask your neurologist about your or call 800-495-77 today. Now returns are made in the USA on Modern Marvels. Help passing the new benefits along the way. The official. Take a look around. It's everywhere. Down in public buildings, doors, stick hands. Hanlon Flag Maker is in South Boston, Virginia. Is one of the oldest and largest flag manufacturers in the world.
I should probably pretty close to 18 to 20,000 flags a week. But I ship U.S. flags, I ship foreign country flags, I ship a lot of country flags. We produce more U.S. than we do in China.
The U.S. flag making business has come a long way since the days of Betsy Ross and Mary Pickersgill. Both considered pioneers in the art of flag making in the late 17th and early 1800s. Back then, it would take a month to make one 30 by 40 foot flag. Today, that same flag will be made in just a few hours. The process begins with the arrival of the raw material, or grain curtains, which are rolls of nylon and polyester. The material needs to first go through the dyeing process to convert the dull fabric into the flag's signature colors.
The dyer. And once we put the material into the dyer, it runs back and forth on rollers. The whole length is a 3,000-yard roll in there, and it's running back and forth, running through the dye at the bottom of the seat. From the time we put it in to the time we take it out, it takes us about 10 hours to dye one 3,000-yard roll.
In 1777, the Second Continental Congress passed the first Flag Act that ordered the flag to hold stripes of red and white, and the base of the star to be blue. These three colors symbolize courage, purity, and justice. Once the dye process is completed, the rolls are to be divided into kits. This will allow the three colors to be sewn together.
These are all automatic sewing machines. When they load the stripes on, then the machine will sit there and sew without an operator actually running the machine. When the bobbin runs out, they have to put the bobbin thread in. If they break a thread, they have to keep up with that. And one operator usually runs about 4 machines.
After leaving the automatic supply, some stripes are cut into shorts or longs. The shorts are attached next to the embroidered star bead, and the longs go underneath. The fly hem is then added to prevent the flag from unraveling and shredding in the wind. A golden yellow fringe is added to those intended for interior settings. The canvas heading is attached. The brass drops are inserted, and the flag is folded and boxed for shipping. Annan has a rich background in providing flags to some of the most profound moments in United States history.
We've been making flags for over 165 years. We made the flag that was hoisted over Utah. We made Abraham Lincoln's Republic. We made the flag that was hoisted on Blue.
Since Zachary Taylor took the presidential oath in 1849, Annan & Company has provided U.S. flags for every inauguration over the last 160 years.
Well, we made the American flag all the way from 4 by 6 inch stick flags, people wave on a stick, all the way up to 30 foot by 60 foot.
The proportions of the flag were not officially standardized until President William H. Taft signed the Executive Order of 1912. It prescribed the hoist and fly of every flag purchased for the government shall be a ratio of 10 to 19. Each year, this facility ships out over 500,000 flags to vendors all over the country, along with Stars and Stripes, and it manufactures every state flag in the Union and every country flag in the United Nations. However, not all Annan flags are stitched and embroidered. Some are printed. Today, Annan is screen printing what many consider to be its crowning achievement, the POW-MIA flag. During the height of the Vietnam War, Annan Flag Makers was commissioned to create a flag that honored prisoners of war and those victims. The black and white motif was unveiled. It is an iconic image for those who have not yet come home from war. To this day, it is the only flag ever flown over the White House, alongside the Stars and Stripes. The process begins with a scoured fabric that is adhered to a belt and fed through the line. The printer will then display liquid dye onto the ink flow in the screen. The platform will then run, allowing for a magnet underneath the belt to propel a stainless steel rod across the screen, forcing the liquid dye through its pores. This process is repeated until the color is completely deposited into the fabric. Once the flags are printed, they will advance to the end of the fabric, where the wet ink is dry. The material travels to the 3-hole washer to eliminate any excess or residual ink. Then, it's straightened and dried. From there, the flags are rolled, cut, and ready to be shipped out to vendors across the country. With a large number of flags made under one roof, it's no wonder that Annan is one of the largest flag manufacturers in the world. And all of them made right here in the United States.
Being U.S. made, we advertise all our products as U.S. made. By rights, it should be made in USA.
Today, being made in America evokes a new sense of pride for this country. A collaboration of man and machine that continues to push American innovation forward, led by an assembly line of fabricators, engineers, and artists who are filling the shelves with an array of homegrown products carrying on the manufacturing legacy that is made in the USA. How they do that? Modern Marvels is next. They don't just almost anything.
Oh,
In
good.
return for a few coins. They're a dime a dozen. And one of a kind. They're everywhere. And they want money. So, grab some coins. There we go. And get ready to go deep beneath the surface of the coin-operated world. Now, more coin-operated on Modern Marvels. Americans love change, at least the loose kind. According to the United States Treasury, there's about $15 billion that will spread across the country. When it comes to spending those coins, the options are endless. But each year, about 39 million of us choose to empty our pockets here, Las Vegas, Nevada, where day and night gamblers flock to casinos. And at least 59% of them will drop their money into America's favorite gambling device, the slot machine. While most modern slot machines have been given a high-tech makeover, among serious enthusiasts, nothing beats a coin-operated one-arm band. Especially here at the East Side Hanover, where staff and patrons alike are keeping an old Las Vegas tradition alive.
7 days a week, we are always running here. The clientele in here are regulars. A lot of people have come through all over Vegas because we're the only Las Vegas casino to offer a coin-operated slot room for our guests.
We come here specifically to play these machines. It's the old time Las Vegas.
Playing coin-operated slots is a hands-on experience.
This is definitely hardcore. Get your hands dirty and go at it.
Customers spend an average of 3 hours running quarter after quarter into these games. To accept and track this money, most coin-operated slot machines use what's called a coin comparator. This device reads money, incoming coins, to a fixed coin.
The machine actually has another coin in there that it compares it to as far as the size. It knows the weight based on a counterbalance. So when the coin goes in, it measures that coin itself, decides if it's a true coin or not, and then decides where it's going to go from that point.
The comparator uses principles similar to that of a metal detector. The magnetic properties of incoming coins are compared to the properties of a reference coin. If the coin is deemed valid, it's routed through the machine and dropped into the hopper. The hopper is one of the most critical parts of a coin-operated slot machine. It's from the hopper that jackpots are paid out.
Typically, if somebody wins, the coins are going to pay out automatically. It knows how much it's supposed to give them based on its own processor design. It counts them out. Once it counts its number, that wheel comes to me.
As the hopper's wheel spins, it picks up one coin at a time. A sensor tracks and counts each coin, which is then dropped into the coin tray. Once the winnings are paid out, the wheel stops spinning. Winning may be the ultimate objective, but the coins themselves are the biggest draw.
One of the big things is they always say getting your hands dirty. It's not funny, but getting your hands dirty is a big part of it. And I think the interaction of the coin with the cup, hearing the clang, 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 a lot of people feel that's what they miss.
Nostalgia plays a big role in the push to keep these old machines alive. After all, they are vast as colorful as their spinning reels. The slot machine, or one-arm bandit, was invented more than a century ago. It quickly became a fixture in Western saloons. But anti-gambling fervor led manufacturers to build machines that would dispense gum rather than cash. Fruit and flower symbols on the reels determined what kind of gum was awarded. Before long, those symbols became a slot machine standard. Slots managed to survive prohibition by moving into speakeasies across the country. But in 1931, when Nevada legalized gambling, slot machines were back in the spotlight. Monster Bugsy Siegel installed them in his famous Flamingo Hotel to entertain the wives of high rollers. The machines soon became more popular than the table games. Today, nearly 70% of casino floor space is given over to slots. But the old wild bands have been transformed into cutting-edge digital machines that no longer take coins. And one innovative company has led the charge to take the slot machine into the future. Tucked away in the biggest blue city of Reno, Nevada, is IGT, or International Game Technology, the largest developer and manufacturer of slot machines in the world.
We operate over 900,000 machines in the United States. We have paid over $2.5 billion in jackpots. We also have created over 1,000 millionaires around the world, so we're doing our part.
During its 30 years of manufacturing, IGT has created hundreds of thousands of coin-operated slot machines. But the company's current focus is pumping out cutting-edge slots that take bills or casino tickets.
Welcome to the guts of IGT. This is where everything really comes together, and we produce hundreds of slot machines every day. The art and the sound and the theme and the cabinet design all come together in one place here in our production floor.
Slots are basically big computers, and each one begins life as an empty shell.
We have a progressive build, meaning that these will go through a series of phases where material will be added in succession.
That material consists of plenty of wire or harnessing, processor boards, LCD screens, and one of the key elements, the cash box.
This is where the money goes. This is important. This is for the casinos. This is where they get their money.
The cash box takes dollars or tickets rather than coins. Still, coins haven't entirely disappeared from a modern slot machine.
Though we don't work with coins as much as we used to work with coins, to display coins when you cash out and the sound of coins is still very important.
Another important slot machine tradition, the reel system. IGT is a trailblazer when it comes to using 3D technology to simulate spinning reels. But the company also makes them the old-fashioned way.
This is the reel assembly for games that take actual reels with reel strips. These are made in-house. We have our own silkscreen shop that makes these using a dual process of digital processing and silkscreen. Basically, the strip sits on this carriage like so, wraps around, spins the symbols.
The graphics are amazing. It's a great use of our new 3D technology. And still gets the handle for those people who are really involved with the code. It's amazing. Yeah.
After installation of the game software, each new machine is put through a series of tests.
This is our final test area. This is after the view's been fully assembled. The firmware has been loaded on the game. And so this is where we go through our final test and quality inspection. As an example, go run through, make sure all the buttons work, make sure the MLB and the LCD light up. We'll run our test monies through.
Each product tester has a wallet full of money, American for US machines, and foreign currency will be shipped overseas.
The bill validator accepts the money, that the proper credits are brought up. Now he's going to play the game, validate that the buttons work, also validate that the symbols line up. Then he's going to cash out, so we validate that the ticket came out with the appropriate amount, $53.40. Then he's going to put it back in to validate. The bill validator takes the ticket.
Not a bad way to spend the workday.
They don't have to spend their money, but unfortunately they don't get to keep the money that they win either.
If everything works, the games are sent out to casinos across the globe, including this one, Las Vegas' Aria Casino. But here, the slot machine has upped the ante.
This is our red, white, and blue game here at Aria, and our largest bet we have at the casino on the $5,000 wager.
If this machine took coins, it would take a player more than 2 hours to insert the 20,000 required coins. Paying out of the maximum jackpot could take more than 3 days. Thankfully, this game takes tickets.
In the old days, we'd have coins, but the games would either run out of coins, so we have to stop the player and refill the game, and that takes time and inconveniences the guests. Or if it's a big win, the game may not have enough coins in it, and we couldn't actually pay the customer.
Fixing out coins has changed the casino experience, but it hasn't changed a few persistent superstitions held by fans of coin-operated and modern slots alike.
In casinos, often customers have a perception that if they're playing a game, maybe they step up and leave that game, and someone immediately sits down behind them, and they play and hit a jackpot that, oh, if I just stayed there, that would have been my jackpot. Well, that's not always the case.
In fact, that's almost never the case, thanks to a cutting-edge computer program embedded in both coin-operated and high-tech machines. It's called the Random Number Generator, and it's a program that cycles through random groups of numbers. The RNG is always cycling, even when the machine isn't in play. But once a player inserts money and places a bet, the instant the button is pushed or a lever is pulled, the random number generator picks the number combination highlighted in its system at that moment. Each reel stops at a position that corresponds to the number sequence. If the numbers and symbols on the pay line match a winning combination, the game processor calculates the amount won, and the machine pays out. With each new play, this random process repeats, ensuring that every play is entirely unrelated to the previous win or loss. In other words, there's no such thing as a hot machine, and there's no way to game the system. Response fans is making a bit of a down, but with some patience, most players will win some. That's because by law, slot machines have to pay out at least 80 cents for every dollar inserted, whether that dollar is a bill or 4 quarters. Despite the modernization of the slot machine, the old coin-operated versions have definite staying power. And that's good news for these guys. There's loose change, it's what they do best. It's the largest coin factory in the world, next on Modern Marbles.
Have you or a loved one taken Zantac or other heartburn medication and developed cancer? You may be entitled to compensation. The FDA just announced that it is requesting manufacturers withdraw from the market all prescription and over-the-counter ranitidine heartburn medications, commonly known by the brand name Zantac. This is the latest step in an ongoing investigation of a contaminant known as NDMA in ranitidine heartburn medications. NDMA is a chemical that the FDA and World Health Organization both classify as cancer-causing. Now, prior to this announcement, CVS and Walgreens pulled Zantac from their shelves, citing a link between Zantac, NDMA, and cancer. If you or a loved one have taken Zantac or another heartburn medication and developed cancer, how do you fight for the compensation you deserve? You choose the right legal team as they expand Seaboard staff and resources to seek the most compensation for your injuries. Call for more information and free place review.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Have both Medicare and Medicaid? Now's the time to explore your options and choose the coverage that's right for you. Choose a plan that offers you more benefits at no additional cost. Over 6.5 million members turn to WellCare for benefits and services that go beyond basic Medicare and help them lead better, healthier lives. Choose a plan with zero or no monthly premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. And with WellCare, you don't just pay less, you get more. More dental with comprehensive coverage, including dentures and crowns. More vision and hearing with eyewear allowance and hearing aids. Plus, prescription drug coverage with $0 preferred generics and free home delivery. Call us at 1-877-892-6727 to speak to a friendly licensed representative and request a free all-in-one guide. There's no obligation. We're here to help you review your options to see if the WellCare plan is the right decision for you. WellCare has a large network of doctors and specialists, and with a PPO plan, you will have the freedom and flexibility to choose your preferred provider. Get convenient access to care with our telehealth services, including online doctor visits and a 24-hour nurse advice line. Enjoy free over-the-counter healthcare items like vitamins, toothpaste, pain relievers, and more. Plus, free transportation to doctors and pharmacies. Free gym membership, now with online classes and free meals delivered to your home. WellCare is delivering government-sponsored health care. It has been serving those with Medicare, Medicaid, and prescription drugs for more than 30 years. Call now. We're here to answer your questions and even assist enrolling you over the phone. Choose the company that puts your health first. WellCare, beyond healthcare, a better you. Call now and get a free copy of our all-in-one guide. 1-877-892-6727.
How does Crime Inspector get the most big verdicts of any law firm in the country? Because Crime Inspector is an award-winning team with 5 doctor lawyers, the most of any firm in the United States. And that's why the New York Times calls Crime Inspector a powerhouse law firm. So if a defective product, motor vehicle accident, or medical malpractice caused a catastrophic injury, call Crime Inspector. We now return to more Coin Operator on Modern Marvels. The coin-operated industry wouldn't operate very well without a fundamental necessity: coins. Billions of them are created and circulated every year, and all of them begin life in a factory like this. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia is a 20,000 square foot money-making machine, efficient, to provide the nation with enough coinage to conduct its trade and commerce. The Mint operates 6 facilities across the U.S., but this is its oldest and biggest operation.
This is the largest coin factory in the world. In fact, every day here in Philadelphia, we produce about 20 million coins.
The life of a coin begins with a congressional act that outlines specific requirements, like denomination, and who or what will be featured.
Congress passed a statute of law that directs the United States Mint to make coinage, its appearance, its thickness, very specifically.
The bill is then passed to an exclusive group of artists at the Mint. There are only 7 of them. Their job to turn Congress's requirements into actual coinage. It's one of the most unique jobs in the country.
This is probably one of the only places in the world where the artwork that you generate goes out to virtually everyone. Everyone touches it. So it's not only in the United States, it's all over the world. We find that humbling, because very rarely an artist gets to know about it.
Currently, the Mint's big project is a series of presidential $1 coins for circulation. They feature deceased U.S. presidents in the order that they served. The 16th coin to be minted is our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. The coin was designed and sculpted by veteran artist Don Everhart.
The way it came about was kind of interesting. It was the first design that I had actually done completely on the computer. I didn't use a pencil at all for this. I started to use a pencil and I didn't like the way it was turning out, so I went to the computer and started working on the screen and drawing, and really liked the way it looked, so it just kind of flowed.
The portrait of Lincoln is based on a Civil War era photograph by Alexander Gardner.
And there's an intensity about his eyes when he's looking right at you that I think I captured.
But sketching the coin is just the first step. Next, he's sculpting, and that's tricky business. The design has to be almost entirely plain, so the finished coin is as streamlined as possible.
This is such low relief. Our maximum is 80 thousandths of an inch, and that's as high as we can go. We have to work within those parameters.
80 thousandths of an inch is about as thin as a sheet of paper. Creating depth while working within that range is just a bit challenging.
When you do a sculpture like this, it's really a lot of illusion. You have to do what I call painting with light, where you're sculpting planes and angles to catch light and to catch shadow, so that you create a dynamic-looking portrait in this case.
One of the final touches on any coin is a minuscule mark that goes unnoticed by most people. The artist's initials.
They're hard to see in the actual coin, you know that. If another artist designs it and I sculpt it, the other artist's initials would go on the left and mine would go on the right. In this case, I designed and sculpted it, so my initial would go on the right side.
Once it's finished, the model is handed over to the tooling team. They're in charge of making the hub and die, two crucial pieces necessary for coining. This steel cylinder will become what's called a reduction hub. It's essentially a coin-sized metal replica of the artist's model. The reduction hub will be mechanically etched over 12 hours. Once complete, the reduction hub must be painstakingly cleaned.
You have to be careful. If you are a little bit too overzealous, you'll ruin it. It's a very meticulously controlled bit of work where you are using little pieces of stone, bending pads, things like that, to get rid of the line.
The tiniest stray lines, or even the slightest speck of dust, will ruin the dies.
From this to the positive, you will be able to make a series of dies which are negatives. Negatives will be used to actually stamp the coins that will wind up in your pocket.
Once clean, the hub is placed in the die press. This machine centers the reduction hub over a compass. The next image of Abraham Lincoln is forced onto the steel cylinder. What emerges from the die press is the master die, which has a recessed rather than raised image. After even more cleaning, the die is ready for work in the production line, where it will stamp out millions of shiny new United States coins. Each one of those coins begins as a 1,500-foot long metal coil. This coil is pure copper, sandwiched between layers of manganese brass. The coils are rolled and fed to a blanking press, which punches out round discs called blanks. The leftover metal, or webbing, gets melted down and recycled, while the new blanks head to an annealing furnace for a heat treatment. This alters the physical makeup of the metal, softening its surface in preparation for coining. After washing and drying, the blanks are without setting them. This machine raises a rim around the edges. The mill consists of a rotating wheel with a groove on its edge. The grooved edge of the wheel is fitted to a curved section, called a shoe, which has a corresponding groove. The distance between the wheel and the shoe gets progressively narrower. As the blank is rolled along the groove, a raised rim is formed on both sides. Finally, the blanks are ready for striking. This happens in the coining press, where master dies stamp out 12 new coins every second. This intense striking process means the dies require constant replacement.
They're under such pressure when they strike a coin. For example, to make the dollar coin, it takes down 80 tons of pressure. We make 12 coins per second. So those dies are hitting together using 80 tons of pressure, 12 times a second.
Every batch of new coins is carefully inspected for the slightest defect that could indicate a worn-out die.
On the side of every coining press, there's a trap, and it takes about 10 minutes to fill that trap. And once it's filled, the operator is going to take the last few coins that were struck, and they're going to look at them to make sure that they're the best quality that can be made.
Any imperfections means the entire batch of coins is sent to the recycling bin.
Every coin has to be exactly alike. Every coin has to be perfect. If they're not, you're going to try and put them into a vending machine, and they're not going to work. Plus, they're the coins of the United States, so we want them to be perfect. We're proud to be made.
Perfect batches are sent to the counting machines, where your bag, weigh, and sent out into the world. These new coins will end up in a number of places, but one of the most captivating just happens to be 164 feet below the Earth's surface in one of the most active wishing wells on the planet. Coming up, What do they do with all those coins? The Lincoln Memorial Bank is the most common circulating coin. A close look at its reverse side reveals a surprising feature. Inside the memorial is a minuscule statue of Abraham Lincoln. It's a mirror image of the real Lincoln Memorial on the National Mall. More coin-operated Blueberry on Modern Marvels.
Elite soldiers depend on night vision binoculars while conducting some of the world's most covert operations. Hi, Hunter Ellis here for Night Hero Binoculars by Atomic Beam. These binoculars let you see anything, even in pitch black darkness. Gotcha. The secrets are powerful wide-angle atomic beam laser that reveals objects up to 150 yards away hidden by darkness. During the day, Night Hero gives you 10 times magnification to see spectacular live-action sports. Take it with you when you go sightseeing to get up close and personal. If you like bird watching, they're a must. And when the sun goes down, press the night light button to see clearly in the dark. See for miles on the water, contrast and clarity. Spot a fish during the day or a hungry gator at night. The military's been using expensive night vision technology for years. And as a former fighter pilot, I depended on it. Watch this. When it's pitch black, you can't see a thing. But Night Hero's powerful laser lights up your target instantly. Light up garbage-eating critters or spot thieves before they even get close. They even have rubber light guns and a full range of focal adjustment. You can spend thousands on night vision binoculars, or you can call or click now and get Night Hero binoculars with laser illumination technology for just $39.99. But it gets even better. Order right now and you keep doubling. And get 2 Night Hero binoculars by Atomic Beam, plus our best-selling Atomic Beam flashlight. Just pay 7 feet. We'll even ship that to you free. That's right, free shipping and handling. That's 2 Night Hero binoculars, the Atomic Beam flashlight, and free shipping. This TV special offer is not available on Amazon. Order now.
Call 1-800-293-5106. That's 1-800-293-5106. Call or visit mynighthero.com. So call 1-800-293-5106 or visit mynighthero.com now.
If you've fallen behind on your taxes, you know that the IRS is coming for their money and they'll get it to you. They call it forced compliance. You better watch out. Because the penalties and interest alone are making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Thankfully, there's good news. Listen to these real-life stories from people who also felt their way out until they call it optimal tax.
My problem was I had to pay my taxes. I was trying to take on the IRS by myself. My children, take care of my kids, a lot of stress.
I owed the IRS over $10,000. They told me the possibilities of garnishing my wages to resolve this debt that I owe them.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. But there was nothing I could do about it. I didn't know what to do.
Don't go it alone. You need to call the experts at Optimum Tax Relief now.
Optimus tax professionals can reduce right from the comfort of your own home. Is America's most trusted tax resolution firm, having resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients, and they can help you too. South Commercial, Optimus Tax, those that I get in jail. Optimus Tax would help me. They calm me down. They made me feel comfortable and I trust them. They were so professional, and I appreciate it.
I started getting letters from the IRS that they were going to put a lien on all the things that I had. And that's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
So Optima Tax, from the very beginning, Better Business Bureau, A+ rating, which assures you of their professionalism.
So if you owe that tax, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. Optima specializes in fresh start commission, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. Optima has an A+ rating and they get results.
I owe $15,000. I only had to pay $3,500, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Since I've settled everything with the IRS, with Optima Tax Help, I'm going to be able to succeed instead of just worry.
Send the paperwork in, get cleared, the leads be taken out. I'm happy to.
Would you like to get a letter like this? A document from the IRS that officially resolved your tax problems and a huge savings if you're able to qualify. Call Optimum Tax, America's #1 tax resolution firm. But don't wait till it's too late. Call Optimum now for your free consultation.
For your free consultation, call 800-749-4796. 800-749-4796. That's 800-749-4796. Optimum Tax Relief.
Here's what's coming up next on Quest.
We now return to more Coin Operator on Modern Markets. Throughout the coin's estimated 25-year lifespan, it's almost guaranteed to travel to some unexpected places. Like wishing wells, it's estimated that worldwide, people toss more than 1 million wishing wells each year. Most of this gets donated to charity, which means the coins have to come out of the well. Not a terribly difficult task. Unless the wishing well is 164 feet below the Earth's surface. Luray Caverns in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley is more than 400 million years old. It's the most popular cave system in the eastern U.S. And since 1954, one of the main attractions here has been this natural pool. It's one of the most lucrative wishing wells on the planet.
We're talking about a lot of coins. Precisely since 1954, 36,072,131 coins, amounting to over 134 tons of money donated to charity.
A grand total of almost $1 million. Collecting all these coins is not an easy job. The well is 6 feet deep, the deepest pool in the caverns. Wading in is not an option. Instead, the entire well has to be drained once a year by Luray's maintenance staff.
We're getting ready to pump the water out of the wishing well. And we do this annually to collect all of the coins. And we do the rows.
It's a 2-day process, and it all begins by lowering a sump pump down into the pool. This is the same type of pump homeowners often use to remove water from flooded basements. The sump pump will take water out of the wishing well and store it in an adjacent pool. Later, once the coins are collected, workers will rebuild the well.
The water in this pool, as in any of the pools in the caverns, is seepage. And that is from water that just drips down from the surface over a long period of time. Now, if we were to leave this water out and let it seep back in naturally, it would take a very long time. But back, and there's a little bit, but the seepage from the ground above will fill it back up to its normal height.
Once the sump pump starts working, it will take 8 hours to drain the pool. Next morning, a gold mine treasure awaits Luray's maintenance staff. Workers armed with burlap sacks, shovels, and wheelbarrows survey the massive piles of coins. In some areas, the coins have accumulated in mounds more than 2 feet deep.
Right now we're cleaning the coins down off the walls, putting them into the lowest point, and from there we'll shovel them into buckets. Put the buckets of coins into bags, about 200 bags on average per year.
There's an estimated $30,000 to $40,000 in this batch, which will all go to several different charities designated by the town of Luray.
Within our small community in Luray, there's a secret committee that is assembled that determines the amounts and the recipients of these contributions.
It takes the team about 4 hours to clear the pool. But the job is far from done. Now the crew has to get thousands of pounds of coins out of the valley.
We're going about a half mile from the exit, and the barrels weigh about 200 pounds apiece. Teamwork's definitely a big factor.
It's a long, winding journey out of the cabin, and the crew begins a wheelbarrow relay. At the end of the path, there's one final obstacle. It's a workout worthy of a local high school football team. Every year, the boys volunteer their time to help haul sacks of coins up several flights of stairs. It's a good workout for a good cause.
Over the years, some of the national health organizations have received donations from the Lorraine County Tuition Well, the American Cancer Society, the March of Dimes, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, among many others. Between $30,000 and $40,000 is taken from this pool of water each year.
But the coins have been sitting in water for a year. Many of them are corroded and covered with slime. In other words, this is dirty money that no bank will touch. But one enterprising company has figured out a way to turn that toxic treasure into cold, hard cash. It's a surprising job most of us never knew existed. Next on Modern Marvels. If you're on supplemental oxygen, tanks make life hard. Well, now there's a better way to get the oxygen your doctor prescribed without a tank. Now you can create your own oxygen with the Inogen One. It's the one solution for home, away, and travel.
All these contacts, I felt the first. Now that I've gotten into one, I like this little. This little device, I can now go anywhere I want to do the things I've always wanted. I love this. I love my Inogen because it lets me see this. I can play golf again. I can go grocery shopping. I can work in the park for a year. I was just nothing out of that. I'm free of that.
Being able to be in my grandchildren's lives, it means the world to me. You're not going to think of me as someone sitting in the house with a tank. They're going to remember me. I didn't want to be that old sickly vehicle. With the Inogen, I can handle my own oxygen. I can carry my own oxygen. I can make my own oxygen. I go anywhere because it lets me be normal.
Almost 1 million people have decided to get their normal lives back with the Inogen One family of oxygen systems. You should too. You may even be eligible to receive an Inogen One at little or no additional cost. So give us a call and talk to one of our highly trained oxygen specialists. We'll take any questions you may have and send you your comprehensive guide to respiratory treatment.
If you're on oxygen, you need to be using an Inogen.
This Inogen really works. You gotta get off the couch and get one.
Would you rather have this in a tank? Really?
Pick up the phone, call the Inogen company. They're gonna take care of it.
Call 800-578-5109. That's 800-578-5109. Or visit Inogen.com.
Don't let me shut you down. Do more with the cooling technology that's always on. Mission, used by superstar athletes like Dwayne Wade and Drew Brees. Mission developed hydroelectric cooling technology and integrated into cooling technology. And now, a full line of cooling hats, including a must-have. Everybody's wearing Mission's all-new cooling bucket hat. PF50, chemical-free, and machine washable. What's inside? Advanced integrated cooling technology that literally exchanges the heat from your head for comfortable all-day cooling.
Oh yeah, this is so refreshing.
Absolutely cool. Why would you ever wear a hat that trumps you in? When you got a hat that helps keep you cool.
Oh my God.
Go to Mission.com right now to get your own Mission cooling hat for a limited time. When you enter the promo code below, you can save 25% on the entire line of Mission innovations and get free shipping. Go beyond the store shelves to the weird and wonderful places that actually make your grub. From raw materials to the finished product. You won't believe how your favorites get produced. Food Factory USA. Coming up next on Quest.
We now return to more coin operating on Modern Marvels. What do you do with $30,000 worth of slimy coins that came from the bottom of a wishing well? Just ask this guy. Walt McKay of Dallas, Texas, has created a thriving business out of dirty money. Walt owns FountainCoins.com, a small company with a valuable mission: to turn those grimy fountain coins into something thankful.
Well, when we get the coins, usually they've been sitting around for a while, and at the bottom of the bucket, the stuff that came out of the bottom of the fountain or the water feature can be pretty grimy. By the time we dump it out and get a nice whiff of it, it's pretty ripe.
Walt has been cleaning fountain coins since 2003. It may sound like an easy task, but coming up with a workable method was a lesson in trial and error.
I broke our clothes washer by putting coins in a bag and tumbling around in there. I had to repair that myself. I broke our dishwasher pretty much the exact same way.
Today, Walt uses a smoke mixer and an assortment of chemicals. Not a very high-tech process, but it gets the job done.
First thing we do is dump all these dirty coins in a cement mixer, and we rinse them several times so we get the floating debris and the majority of the dirt off of it.
But dirt isn't the only thing Walt finds.
It's just a world of treasure in here. There's my lunchtime toothpick, marbles, broken jewelry pieces, a little bit of caulking from the fountain there. Ooh, that would be juicy fruit. You can see how all the stuff that floats is already starting to come off. It's a nice, sweet, soupy mix of the stuff we're trying to get out.
After the initial rinse, Walt has to get rid of some of the organic material, slime, algae, or moss that collects on coins.
Just a splash of this chlorine, all it takes. Well, let it work its magic for a little while. Oh, the water's already turning lighter. Take a look at it. Good. This water's just like water that would be in a swimming pool at this point.
Next, a dash of laundry detergent. This will cut through any remaining grease and grime.
Looks like my hot tub at home after a big party.
After a few minutes, the coins are ready for the next addition: an abrasive.
The reason we need the abrasive is some of these have so much scale or calcification that they won't even fit through a commercial coin counter. Our mission here is to make this penny worth a penny. This is our own secret sauce from Texas Cooking.
It'll take about 2 hours for the abrasive to do its job. But when it's finished, these coins look a lot different.
You can see how much cleaner the coins are at this point. There's no scale. Stop it from going through the chute at the bank.
An acid wash cleans them up and gets rid of any lingering debris. Then the batch is dried and spread out to be sorted. Dangerous items are tossed.
This is the torture. Luckily it didn't stick me, but it goes.
Foreign coins are safe.
Oh, good. Okay, we got a euro, 5 euro cents. What else do we have? Good old Mexico. Texas is close to Mexico, so I have a lot of pesos.
And every so often, Walt finds something really exciting.
Hey, penny! Treasure, treasure! Punch the button! There we go. Alright. It's fun when we find old coins, elite pennies.
These were the regular U.S. penny between 1909 and 1958. They're popular among modern collectors because they're old, but also because they're almost entirely covered, unlike new pennies.
The new pennies for many years have been zinc with a copper plating, and copper plating is relatively thin and it gets eaten through. So we have to pick out all these pennies. The ones we try to make, it's still talking about 1 cent at a time. It's the hardest part of the job.
But the biggest problem with it is this surprising fact. It costs more than a cent to make a cent.
Zinc and copper have skyrocketed in price. It does cost more than a penny to make a penny these days. It depends upon the metal market of the month and how much we can purchase the metal for each month. But by and large, it's $1.50 to 1.7 cents right now. That's part of the information of how much it costs us to make a penny.
The economy of that made up make much sense. But the penny is the most widely used coin in the U.S.
As Americans, very emotionally attached to our penny. There's two sides of the argument. We should continue the penny, we shouldn't continue the penny.
At least for now, most people, as well as Congress, want the penny to stay around. Be a good thing, because even cents add up.
We want to count every single penny that we can. All the proceeds of these coins go to charities.
After sorting through the entire batch of coins, Bolt bundles them up and puts them through a counting machine.
Makes a neat sound. I love the sound. Every little click is another win.
We put about $50 worth into a bag like this. It weighs 31 pounds. I like to keep track of the weight of the coins. I can tell how much debris and trash we've removed. From the original gross weight, I have a net weight.
The coins will be sent to the bank for a recount, and Walt will take a small cut for his trunk. A check for the rest is sent to the customer.
I have a form that I send every customer. It gives a precise count of every penny, every nickel, dime, quarter, whatever. I take the time to look through, and that's what I like to do.
These coins will go back out into the world, where many of them will undoubtedly find their way into a coin-operated machine. What comes out? It's anybody's guess. Coming up. In 1943, the steel cent is the only U.S. that contains no copper. More coin-operated will return on Modern Markets.
There's never been a better time to join AARP. This special offer gives you exclusive access to hundreds of AARP discounts, programs, and services that will add real value to your life. As a member, you can get discounts on glasses and eye exams, save on prescription drugs not covered by Medicare. But you can also save on travel, hotels, online movie tickets, restaurants, concert tickets, and so much more. I didn't know that. AARP helps members access exclusive benefits like Medicare supplement insurance, even auto insurance. We can use that. AARP offers financial tips, career resources, and tools that may help you avoid identity theft and scams. Listen up.
Pick up the phone now to join AARP. 1 year for just $12. That's 25% off your regular membership price. You'll even get a second membership included free. And you'll receive AARP the magazine filled with information and articles important to you. Plus, you'll get hundreds of benefits and an additional free gift if you call now.
You don't have to be retired to join AARP. You can join at 50 for instant access to many member benefits. For 60 years, AARP has fought to protect your Social Security, Medicare, and more. That sounds good to me. Now you know how AARP helps people like us take on today. So don't miss your chance to join now.
Call or go online now to take advantage of this special offer. 1 year for just $12. That's a savings of 25% off the regular membership price. And you'll get a second AARP membership for anyone in your home free. And get a 4-year subscription to AARP the magazine filled with information and articles important to you. Plus, you get the AARP mobile app that connects you with local events and activities near you. And as a free gift, we'll include this insulated trunk organizer. So don't miss this chance to save 25% and get 1 year for just $12. Call 1-800-900-3170.
Let's face it, Mother Nature never takes a day off, and neither does Leaf Guard. And remember, we can install Leaf Guard in most cases in less than a day. You can bring a factory wheel right to your house and install Leaf Guard. But better than never times, guaranteed. Leaf Guard has earned the Good Housekeeping seal 16 years in a row. Look at the downspout. It's 50% bigger than the competition. Leaf Guard has a lifetime gas for over Call Leaf Guard now and take advantage of a $99 install sale. You buy Leaf Guard from us, we install it for $99. Choose no more conditions with 45 months of paid care or $400 Lowe's gift card with your Leaf Guard purchase. And if you have a nice gift card, you call me now. Then if you have a $50 gift card with your vendor, that's going to be $3 back. Call 1-800-805-5468. Let me give you that number again. 800-805-5468.
We first handled it great. We had an awful lot of rain the last couple of days, and we didn't get any clogged at all. All of the rain went right down through the gutters, all the tiny little slid right off.
If you're tired of climbing a ladder to clean the gutters, now would be very time to get Leaf Guard and get better than never clogged. Guaranteed. You'll find the Leaf Guard name on every system we install, and now you can take advantage of a $99 install sale. You buy Leaf Guard from us, we install it for $99. Choose no monthly interest for 45 months until ready to full, or $400 Lowe's gift card with your Leaf Guard purchase. And you can call right now and have a nice gift for it. Then you go $50 gift card for one of your favorite restaurants with your Venmo estimated gutter inspection. Call 1-800-805-5. Give you that number again. 800-805-5468.
Were you or a loved one diagnosed with Parkinson's disease? Your illness may have been caused by exposure to a toxic weed killer sprayed or crop dusted in nearby farms or fields. If you were diagnosed with Parkinson's and did farm or field work, live near a crop dusting area, or worked with commercial weed killer, call 1-800-860. You may be entitled to significant compensation. Call for Rare Grow and Wadsworth. 1-800-794-8360. 1-800-794-8360.
At Southern New Hampshire University, we're committed to making college more affordable. That's why we're keeping our tuition the same through the year 2021.
I knew SNHU was the place for me when I saw how affordable it was.
Find your degree at snhu.edu.
You're tuned to Quest.
We now return to more coin operating on Modern Lines. The coin-operated industry provides some useful services. Take the car wash. It's the most popular and convenient way to wash our cars. So it was just a matter of time before someone decided to shrink it down to doggy size. Here in Hoboken, New Jersey, coin-operated has a new leash on one. This is the K9000. A coin-operated shower for our four-legged friends.
On the weekends, we could do up to $60, $70. Where was coming?
Justice and Mike. With a simple flip of a switch, you can shampoo, rinse, even condition. Hidden inside the machine are all natural organic products and a water heater that allows customers to choose their own temperature.
Say hello to America.
A flea and tick rinse is the final coat, and a blow dry tops it all off. $15 for small dogs, $20 for large ones. And whether you have 4 legs or 2, K9000 takes convenience to a whole new level.
The phrase I get the most is, I'll never ever walk my dog home ever again.
Efficient self-service is the cornerstone of the coin-operated business. When it comes to vending, Americans insert money into one of 7 million vending across the country. We buy everything, from sodas and snacks to asphalt and ice cream. But this machine pushes the limits of traditional vending. It's called the 24-hour bait shop, and it caters to fishermen who tend to keep odd hours.
People love them because they can get their products 24/7. The bait shops don't have to be open.
You can go there at 4 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, any time of day or night, get the full wide array of bait attacks.
The temperature-controlled machine is stocked with creatures only outdoorsmen could love. Minnows, worms, even crayfish, all perfectly alive in their own biodegradable containers.
It's just not your typical bag of potato chips or your bottle of soda or can of soda. We have all different size packaging, a wide array of things that have to go in there. The only thing we can invent or we haven't figured out how to bend is a rod.
The 24-hour bait shop takes vending to a new level of sophistication. Just like this machine, the wine kiosk, is a massive high-tech vending machine that recently hit the scene in Pennsylvania. Where by law, wine is only sold in state-owned stores.
What this kiosk is going to do is bring the convenience of purchasing wine and spirits to the customers who are shopping within this grocery store. So essentially, we just brought that to them, as opposed to having them go out to purchase the wine and spirits.
The process is simple. Just choose a bottle on the machine's touchscreen, insert a driver's license, and smile for the camera.
A live individual who watches and documents every single transaction that has occurred.
A state employee remotely approves the sale after verifying all the information, and ensuring the buyer isn't drunk.
Please take a deep breath and blow firmly into the breath alcohol sensor as shown in the video.
Once a payment is made, the kiosk locates the wine and allows the buyer to take their bottle.
Turn the tablet into like a flashing image.
Essentially, what we try to do is keep the experience of buying wine that customers are used to. They're not looking at a vending purchase, so that when they walk up to the wine, they can browse the wine, they can look and see which wine they want. They can also, when they purchase the wine, they're actually opening the door and taking the bottle out, just like they would in a store. So essentially, we kept the experience, but allowed them to do it in a self-service manner.
Thank you for your purchase.
The wine kiosk uses the latest in vending technology. A sure sign that the coin-operated industry is quickly evolving into a highly mechanized business that sells products too pricey for just a few coins. But for one company, a few coins has been a successful business model for half a century. Seacoast Manufacturing in Fair Hope, Alabama, designs and manufactures classic coin-operated viewers that have given us up-close looks at iconic places since 1960.
You put somebody there, you line it up, and you have a view. You don't then give you're vending a view of something that's already there.
It's a simple concept, but these telescopes and binoculars are tough, built to withstand almost anything, even hurricanes.
I remember a time when one did underwater after a hurricane for 2 weeks. And in a matter of 2 hours, they made it up. It was back working.
The secret to this incredible durability? Stainless steel, aluminum, and brass bodies. And a complete lack. Just a simple mechanism that works like a wind-up lock. When coins are inserted, they trigger a timing mechanism that flips open a shutter. The timing mechanism holds the shutter open for a minute and a half, and then lets it back over the items.
What's great about these machines is that they are made to withstand the elements, extreme heat, extreme cold, very little maintenance.
These machines are built to last, using time-tested techniques that have changed very little in half a century.
The only change since 1960 is they kept a dime in 50 cents in. The only change is change.
Today, for just 2 quarters, anyone can enjoy an up-close view of the natural world. Or the man. It's a coin-operated feast for the eyes, until your minute and a half is up. And when that happens, there will always be somewhere else to drop those extra coins. Because even in a world that's becoming less dependent on small change, those pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters, and Lincoln dollars can always go into a piggy bank. That's just good sense.
Food Factory USA. Coming up next on Quest.
Coming up on Food Factory USA.
A Spanish sauce that will make you want to dance.
A chocolate with a fruity filling.
But first, a palm-sized burger fit for a king.
Behold, the crossroads of America.
Welcome to Vandalia, Ohio, where the North-South Interstate meets the East-West Interstate.
You can actually get anywhere in the U.S. from this handy spot, which is exactly why it's home to White Castle's Cheeseburger Sliders Factory.
Ah, the magnificent White Castle sliders. Tony Manero ate them in Saturday Night Fever. Eminem and Weird Al Yankovic sang about them. Tony Soprano could smell them on his fellow gangster, and Harold and Kumar spent an entire film looking for them.
White Castle's Assistant Vice President Brad Reif is here to tell us more.
I've got a major craving right now.
Love him. Now tell us what you mean.
Craver's a person that thinks about eating White Castle every day. We have Cravers all over the United States and probably all over the world.
So what exactly are they craving? Well, the White Castle chain of hamburger restaurants was started in 1921 by Brad's great-grandfather, Bill Ingram.
As the restaurant grew in popularity, so too did their demand for the signature sliders. And in the mid-'80s, White Castle started manufacturing and distributing its own line of frozen sandwiches.
It did all start with White Castle, the original slider. White Castle Cravers want that small sandwich, and we're going to give them what they want.
So, let's give them what they want. The slider story starts with beef. Good beef.
100% USDA inspected ground beef, processed in our own meat plants.
No filler?
No filler.
30-inch logs of meat are loaded into vertical tube slicers by Shalifia.
16 logs are sliced at 3-second intervals to make sets of 16 patties. That's 320 patties per day.
Those slices fall onto a conveyor and lay neatly on patties, portions of onions. Keeping the onion supply stocked up is the job of Devin.
Patties proceed along a heated griddle-like conveyor where they're dusted with mixed seasoning.
Then bottom buns are flipped onto the patties to start creating the sliders.
We set our line up so that we're doing what a White Castle restaurant does. If they are Cravers, you can't get them in a restaurant, that our product is there for them in the grocery stores.
Now, replicating what happens in a White Castle restaurant means that the burgers are prepared upside down so that steam rises from the meat and onions to infuse the bottom bun with moisture and flavor.
Next, one passes through an inspection point where they meet this nice lady named Violet.
Tell us what you're looking for, Violet.
We inspect to make sure we're spinning down good buns, make sure the meat's not all broken up, and make sure there's onion underneath.
Nice. Once the patties have drifted past Violet, it's time to turn up the heat.
The burgers somersault onto a raised conveyor so that they land with the bottom bun back on the bottom.
Regular temperature checks are made by Kendall.
The sliders are then cooked for 5 to 6 minutes at 195 degrees Fahrenheit. This additional top grill ensures the meat is cooked through.
Next stop, the cheese station. Cheese logs are fed into a slicer by this nice man named Brendan.
People wonder who cut the cheese? This guy.
That guy! 16 logs are sliced at a time to cover all 16 burgers. Okay, Brad, let's do it. Hamburger or cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger.
American cheese or jalapeno cheese?
Jalapeno. I love it spicy.
Time for the top bun.
These arrive on a parallel conveyor belt and are pushed onto the patties by a pneumatic cylinder.
Rows of patties are tidied and straightened by this crew.
Check out all those burgers. Brad, can we have some figures?
I can eat about 6 at a time. I used to be able to eat about 12 at a time, but I'm getting older.
Nope, not those figures.
I'm going to do a little more math. I apologize. We
We've sold around 3 billion frozen sandwiches since 1986.
Sweet.
That's a big number. It's a lot of.
1998, who did Rocio slider eating race? Was it A, Tom Hanks, B, Tom Cruise, or C, George Clooney?
Attention, anyone on Medicare. Did you know you may now be eligible for additional Medicare-approved benefits, including free hearing aids, free eyeglasses, free home prescription delivery, and appointments?
Both on Medicare. I talked with an insurance agent. But we've been hearing a lot lately about newer plans with additional benefits. And want to make sure that we're getting all the benefits that we're entitled to.
If you're not 100% sure about your Medicare benefits, it's time to call the Medicare helpline. The call is free. You could be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan with no copays, no deductibles, and no monthly premiums. That's known as an.
Is it true that I don't automatically get the additional benefits? But if I call, your agents can look up what plan I'm on and let me know if I'm getting all the benefits I'm entitled to?
That's right. Call now to instantly find out if you're eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan that includes additional benefits. You don't get these automatically, so call and see if you're eligible. The call is free and there is no obligation to enroll. Just call the toll-free number on your screen now to see if you qualify.
Our friends are all saying we should call right now to see if we can get new additional Medicare-approved benefits. But with so many people over 65 trying to call, will the lines be busy?
The Medicare helpline is open to help anyone on Medicare make sure you deserve. Just call 800-206-9403 now to find out if you're eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan that includes additional benefits, including free hearing aids, free eyeglasses, free home prescription delivery, and free rides to medical appointments. There is no obligation to enroll. The benefits review are absolutely free. Call 800-206-9403. That's 800-206-9403.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with any type of lung cancer? Even if you're smoked, your lung cancer may be the result of exposure to asbestos, and you may be entitled to significant compensation. In many cases, companies knew the risks of asbestos exposure and that it was significantly more dangerous for smokers, but did not protect their workers. Who do you call for the legal assistance you need? You call a law firm that has the experience, support staff, and resources to fight for asbestos victims diagnosed with mesothelioma lung and lung cancer. Even smokers, whose risk factor is 50 times that of non-smokers. With decades of combined experience, they're here to determine if and when you are exposed to asbestos and who should compensate you. If you are a loved one who's been diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, call the Lung Foundation at a free case review. You don't pay anything unless they will. Call now.
If you or a loved one have been exposed to Gramoxone or any pesticide containing the deadly herbicide Paraquat and develop Parkinson's disease, you may be entitled to financial compensation. If you worked on or lived near a farm or field with ongoing pesticide treatments and develop Parkinson's, call now. A toll-free hotline has been established for victims and their loved ones to get the justice they deserve. There are time deadlines, so don't delay. If you don't win, you pay nothing. Call 800-357-715.
The answer is C, George Clooney, who took part in the competition while appearing on Rosie's Chat Show during National Hamburger Month. George Clooney was the winner, claiming he grew up on White Castle and was a professional in this area.
Here at the White Castle factory, we sell meat logs, we have meat patties. We get this amazing guys.
Yes, that's right. It's called a meat log.
Who showed us how those patties turned into White Castle sliders.
And now those sliders are heading to the final stages of production.
First, a cooling conveyor brings the hot burgers down to a more manageable temperature.
Roughly 180 degrees down to more like 110 or 50 degrees. If they're really hot and really moist, they're kind of tough to handle for the team members.
Then it's time for packaging. Time into moving cups, which hold the slimes.
It takes a lot of dexterity to work that job, a lot of hand-eye coordination. They pick it up pretty fast.
Yeah, looks like you need about 5 minutes to get the hang of that.
We've got 5 minutes, you're pretty good. I've been doing it for 23 years. I'm not very good at it.
Then a form, fill, and seal machine wraps the 2-pack in cellophane.
This one can wrap 140 packs every minute.
From the wrapping line, the packages are sent up a spiral freezer conveyor with a temperature of minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
The product goes in low at the bottom, and it winds its way up on melting to the very top of the freezer, which is about 24 feet in the air. And it's in this freezer for about 80 minutes at minus 30.
From the freezer, the packages are shot down a corkscrew slide to pass through a metal detector for quality assurance. Tell us how this one works, man.
Whee! Slider slide, love it!
Yeah. Don's team sends the open boxes through a weigher, which checks that the product is up to spec, which is speed by.
An automated machine shuts the boxes flat and seals it shut.
Then the packages are loaded into master shipping cases, palletized, and transferred to the holding freezer.
How many burgers do you package each day, Don?
A full production day, we get around 100,000, maybe a little bit more. We get around 16,000 burgers an hour.
That's a lot of burgers, but those cravers really do go crazy for White Castle.
Last year, 14. I do the red.
They've even got their own Hall of Fame
for cravers that be a pinnacle of craving.
This year, Alice Cooper is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Amazing.
No more Mr. Mexico.
Will you wear a costume?
I sure hope so. I hope he comes in full costume because I'm a big fan.
Oh, Brad, you're awesome.
God, do it every day.
Yep, every day. Can you guess how much White Castle first sold their burgers for?
White Castle originally charged 5 cents for their burgers. They're the oldest burger chain in America, opening in 1921.
I say tomato, you say?
Tomato.
Gold tomato throne, Colt Reichert.
That's all we do.
And Cole knows how to make a really good salsa.
But before we get started, he wants to get one thing clear.
Don't put green bell peppers in your salsa. Just chilies.
Okay, Cole, duly noted. Red Gold salsa has been around since 1942, and so they know what they're talking about.
No kidding. The company harvests over 400,000 tons of tomatoes each year.
1 out of 3 cans of tomatoes purchased in the United States is made here.
Those lucky red fellows get to make their way into Red Gold medium spice salsa.
Their #1 bestseller.
It all happens here in this 420,000 square foot facility.
Well, actually, it starts at Red Gold's 53 tomato farms, which are spread across 14,000 acres in Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan.
Now that we've cleared that up, Colt?
So first, nice tomatoes are brought into the line.
Which is an important first step executed by John.
I'm the ingredient handler, and one being the ingredient handler is stuffing tomatoes.
Well, let's get down to it then. The forklifts hoist 2,500 pounds of fresh farm-diced tomatoes into the blender.
These are about 26,700 pounds.
The machine carries on with the heavy lifting and hoists tomato paste into the ribbon blender.
Looks like we need some water.
You guys want this water? Want to share?
No thanks, Colt. I meant water for the paste. While the tomatoes do their tomato thing, let's pop over to Juan. Juan mans the drum hopper, which transfers ingredients into the batching tank. Peppers? What? I thought that was a no-no. Coles?
There's 3 types of chilies in our salsa, which makes it very unique. And those are the jalapenos, the green chilies, and the yellow chilies.
Okay, just chili peppers, right?
We don't use green bell pepper as a filler, so it gives a real good salsa taste.
Got it. No bell peppers.
5 pounds of cilantro and 10 pounds of garlic are scooped out and added to a pre-prepared bat that consists of 100 pounds of powdered onion and 20 pounds of salt.
There's Juan again. He pushes some buttons, and these ingredients are swiftly lifted and poured into the batch tank.
pre-prepared fat is on its way. This one houses over 1,600 pounds of chilies.
But no bell peppers.
Just chilies.
455 gallons of water is pumped into the vat, and the tomato blend forms. Hopefully it goes back. It will be.
As the batch mixes, let's do some extracurricular learning about salsa.
In its front to the top, which continent did salsa outsell in the USA in the year 2000? Was it A, ketchup, or C, mustard?
Attention. Medicaid recipients are entitled to save money and get significant new benefits at no additional cost.
Hell no.
Dental care, all at no additional cost. But they have coverage with a good back benefit that adds money. Spending money I don't have to spend.
With this virus situation, I called it everything I'm entitled to. I couldn't believe I was
It's a very uncertain year ahead. So you need healthcare coverage is up to date. Call that
Unlimited transportation.
the uncertainty of the virus and vaccine. You need to get everything you're entitled to. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare coverage online. You can't do it. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-870-4100. That's 1-800-870-4100 now.
Even crushed ketchup sales and became the popular event.
Earlier, we learned that it's all about the tomatoes and not all about the peppers.
Don't put green bell peppers in your salsa.
We saw this get dumped. And now it's going to get
As the mix flows through this system of pipes, it's heated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit to prevent spoilage and sterilize the ingredients.
from here. This salsa blend is de-aerated,
Takes all the air out of the products. And
depalletizer.
depalletizer basically takes the thing out of empty jars, loads them up, and each layer is taken off one by one. And then
Hilda looks for any imperfections in the glass that could potentially cause breach further down the line.
Earlier,
300 per minute.
as jars into a capper, which, well, you know, caps.
The lids can arrive down.
The average cost of a funeral has gone up and is over $1,000. But there is good news. The Open Care Senior Plan will pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There is no medical exam, and you can be approved with just one phone call. Your rates can never, your benefits can never be decreased, and your coverage can never be canceled. Call 800-916-5910 now for your free information. Don't leave your loved ones with your debt. Call the number on your screen now and see how final expense coverage can help you. I didn't want to burden my family, so I called and I got my final expense insurance right over the phone. I had heard about final expense insurance, but I wasn't sure I could find it.
But I really liked that the price could never be increased and that my plan could never be canceled.
I couldn't believe how easy it was to cover me for funeral costs and expenses. Open Care Senior. We're talking about Asher. 25,000 square foot factory and find out how they're made, please.
So here at the Suitor marketing, Jeff Asher is about to tell us the recipe for good living.
Sugar, chocolate, cherries.
Boom! Asher cordial cherries, creamy milk chocolate cups stuffed with rich candy cherry.
Worthwhile. The Asher's family have been making worthwhile to Philadelphia and started jotting down candy recipes on the back of bags of sugar.
Right here, there were two speakers.
Do this very well. So